We are here at Dunning Toyota to visit with an award-winning salesperson, our friend Beth Bashert. Let's go in and see what she has to help us out with. So, here are the bad things that can happen. You can walk in the door and they can ignore you totally.
Yep.
You can be ignored.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And this happens frequently.
Yep.
It happens in dealerships where cars are hot. And you can really just write those orders. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's the term is cherry picking. People, salespeople that think they can look at a client and know if they're a buyer or not, or if they're going to buy today or buy, or they're just tire kicking or whatever. Okay, and the truth is that you can't know that.
One of the very first things people should do is really understand, number one, how much money they have to spend, right?
Yes.
Because why?
Because it's a very complicated transaction, and there's a lot of choices to make about size of car, equipment in car, lease or purchase, And there's several ways to look at your money. You can look at the overall expense of the car, or you can look at the monthly budget, okay? And both of those can lead you to completely different choices about what kind of car you need to get, new or pre-owned, lease or buy, big or little, And so communicating that to some extent to the salesperson is a big help to us. I need this payment, and I have this much down, I have this trade-in, and, I need a vehicle that can carry this many passengers or a tuba, whatever it is.
So an unscrupulous salesperson will make more money. They find out how much you have to spend, and they're going to not give you the best deal. They're going to get all that money and make the most they can on it. That's what people think.
That's what people are afraid of, but the choices are actually, there's just not that much control over inventory. There really isn't, It's either going to be, a compact or a mid-sized car, or a small or a big SUV, or a new or a used car. And once we go in those directions, the prices are kind of the prices,
So if you walk into a dealership and no one approaches you and you really do want to talk to somebody, how do you get their attention?
Well, just like at a store, a clothing store, an electronics store, look for somebody who looks like they work there and say, I'm here to test drive a car, or I'd like some information. Could somebody help me with a RAV4, or whatever it is, We close at 3 p.m. on Saturdays, and everybody thinks we're open till 5, and I'm going to tell you, we have a dozen people walk in after close and stand around not being greeted. Okay, just because the receptionist is gone. We have clients still buying cars, so we haven't locked the door. But so, I can tell you from past experience, that happens frequently, and people will greet them in and around other things, and try to help them. But it's tricky, and so just like at any other store, it's just a bigger product. That's all, When I'm at Meyer, I hail down anybody in a red shirt.
That is a really interesting concept. So one that I'd never thought of. It's just a bigger product, and it's the same process, or it should be. Why shouldn't it be?
Right, exactly. It's just we just sell a bigger ticket item. That's all.